Welcome back to Riffs, Licks and Tunes. Today we are going to replace the strings on the guitar. Also then we are going to tune the guitar using our ears to tell if the string needs loosening or tightening to be at the right pitch. I'm going to start with the 6th string. I recommend that you remove and replace the strings one after the other and not remove all the strings at once. As you can see on my guitar, the bridge is held in place because of the strings that are passing over it are pushing down on it against the body of the guitar. If I was to loosen all the strings or remove them, the bridge will move from its place and also it will fall off from where it is right now. Still not the end of the world. You can always put it back in place. It's just that it has to be at the correct place, otherwise your guitar will not play correctly. The notes will be wrong and you will not be able to tune the guitar. So the bridge is supposed to be placed such that the 12th fret is at the half the length of the string. In other words, the distance between the 0 fret here or the nut to the 12th fret is the same distance as that is supposed to be between the 12th fret and the bridge. Now you may see that the saddles are not perfectly aligned. They are not in a straight line. I'm not going to get into discussing how to adjust it because it is going to be a lengthy topic. Just that if you observe that the bass strings are slightly longer than the higher strings. So let's measure the distance between the 0 fret of the nut to the 12th fret. So here it is 32 centimeters. Alright, so that means the bridge is supposed to be at 32 centimeters from the 12th fret, and that's where it is. And yeah, that's where it is. I will have to loosen the strings before I'm able to remove them. So the way to tell if I'm loosening the string is to play it and then turn the key. So if you hear the pitch going down, you're loosening it. If you hear a sound like this in which the pitch is increasing, that means you're tightening it. So loosen the strings all the way, the string rather, because we're going to replace them one after the other. There it is. Now it is loose enough. I can take it off this post there, and then out of this tail piece. I'm going to loop it so that it stays organized as I discard them. Okay, there. Now let's remove the new 6th string from the pack. Now the pack may have all the strings individually packed like this, wherein the individual strings are placed in a different pack and they are marked. So this one is a 6th string. Sometimes it may happen that the strings are all together in a single pack, and to tell a string from the other, they are color coded at the ball end. So make sure that you read the packet instructions. Right. So this is the new 6th string. We'll uncoil it. Here it is. So now my guitar has a tail piece. The tail piece is where the ball end of the string is anchored. So I'll pass the string through the hole inside the tail piece, and you see that the ball end stops it there. Alright. In some guitars, the ones in which there is no tail piece, the bridge is glued to the body, and the strings do not pass over the bridge. They terminate at the bridge itself. On those guitars, you'll find that there is a round post which you can remove, and that is where the ball end goes in. More on that a little later. So now the string, I'll just turn the key to have the hole in that post here aligned. Okay, so now the string passes through it. Now we need to have some windings on the post, so we need to pull some slack to factor for that. so about this much. Okay, or here the string is in place, just pull it back, so just beyond the first fret a little bit. There, I'm going to give it a sharp turn like this. So now I have a marking. I will give it one turn around the post like this. Now, maintaining the tension on the string, I'm going to start winding it now. Now the windings are supposed to be going one below the other. We'll pass it through the saddle. Okay, placed properly where it was placed before. So now we have the 6th string on. The first string on my guitar is already removed because it had broken, so I will replace a new first string and put it on it. So from the pack I remove the first string. There it is. We do the same thing, we pass the string through the tail piece. So we have passed it through the post, pulled some slack. Now we give it a sharp bend, a wrap, and then we start winding it. We can use a winder like this. Make sure the windings now go one below the other. So in order to understand what's happening on the tuning post, let's have an enlarged version of it. Assume this to be that tuning post. This is the hole through which it is supposed to pass, and this to be the string. So what we used to do was we used to pass the string to the post. Alright, leave some slack for the winding. Okay, turn it a little bit and then give it a sharp bend. So this now acts as a marker. We will give it one initial wind like this. Okay, this is the initial wind, and now we start turning the tuning key, start wrapping the line, and now we want the windings to go below. Alright, they go progressively below. As we keep turning, it goes below, and so on. Let's now remove and replace the second string. Let's get the second string. String in place. Pull it to beyond say 1.5 frets. Maintain some tension. Give it a bend to mark it. Give it a wrap. Maintain some tension. Make sure that the windings now go below. As you can see, the strings, important to note here, because the way you tighten or loosen the strings or tune your guitar is standardized, and the strings are supposed to be going from the center of the guitar, winding towards the outside. Alright, so all the strings reach the post or go around the post from the inside or the center of the guitar, and then on the outside. So a quick recap of what we did today. We removed and replaced the strings. What we did was we removed and replaced the string one after the other and did not remove all the strings together. So you loosen the string before you can remove them. Remove it from the post here on the keyboard side, and then through the tailpiece if you have one. If you have the other type of bridge in which there's a pin or a post like arrangement which pushes down on the ball end, it's not very difficult. You just have to pull that post out. All right, you can use a plier, or you can use the winding tool here. This is meant to slide underneath the post so that you can pull it out. To remove the plastic post, it is better that you use a plastic tool like this, because if you use a metal plier, it is definitely going to scratch on that post. Now after you have removed the post, put the ball end into the hole, put the post back in and push the pin in. Now the important thing here is that the pin has a groove through which the string should pass. It's very easy to identify because otherwise round, it has only one groove on one side. So that's where the string is supposed to pass. So align that groove towards the string so that it is passing through the groove and then out of the post. All right. Okay, so we put it on the bridge, and now we put it through the tuning post here. We set it in place. We pull it out about 1.5 frets. All right. Give it a sharp bend to make a marker, and then give it an initial wrap, and then maintaining the tension on the string, you start winding it, and then the subsequent windings are going to go one below the other towards the head.